Hi everyone, it's Helen here and thank you for joining me for today's video. Today I'm going to have a really fun project to do with you guys. This is going to be a mini album using some, well, not the spiral, but this is O-wire sort of stuff, wire binding, and we'll be also using the Cinch here. This one is by Hardy Swap. The brand is We Are Memory Keepers, so there are a few different versions of the Cinch. My Cinch does like the rounded square holes, but you can also get the Cinch that does the round holes. So let's have a quick look at the papers and then we can dive straight into the tutorial. So I've already prepared some of my, or most of my papers here. I've chosen my covers. Now this is a digital download. This is from Nitwit Collections and it's one of my, well, by far one of my most favourite collections from Nitwit Collections, and I will link this one down below. It's called Annabelle and you get 5 collections within the whole collection, so 5 different sections. You can choose to get each one individually or 5 of them within the Annabelle collection. So one of them will have like the alphabets, another one will have like extra papers, but the main one, my favourite part of the whole entire collection set, is the FQB, which is like the Fat Quarter collection. It has literally a really good selection of each thing, each item. So these are the papers. I have printed them off double-sided as well, so I've used my Epson Eco Tank. I will link that down below, but it is an Amazon link. The prices, they do fluctuate. That's why I haven't really featured my Epson Eco Tank thoroughly in any of my videos in the last couple of years, because either it's been out of stock or the price is just fluctuating so badly. So I will link that down below. You can go check it out, and if you can have a shop around, if you really want one, have a shop around and see if you can find the best price for you. So the papers that I have printed these on, because I do get questions about that as well. This is colour copy 200 GSM. I absolutely love this one. This is from Amazon. I will link that down below. So 200 is just about right. They also do it in 300, 100, 250 as well. I've got all of them, and depending on what project I'm using, I will do that. And you'll also be needing some Greyboard. I do have some Greyboard here. Here we are. I will be cutting this down to size for you. This is for another album that I'm going to be making, so I'm having a lot of fun at the moment. So we can do some chit chats throughout the video, because I do have a bit of catching up to do with you guys. It's been a while. Okay, so I've printed everything out. My printer did do a bit of a boo-boo on a few of them, but I'm just going to ignore them. Here we go, I've got a few black splodges on there. My Epson Tank printer does do that occasionally. It just means I need to do a little bit of a cleaning on the maintenance heads, like that sort of thing. So I need to run that through a cleaning cycle. But I'm just going to cover them up, and we're just going to carry on as normal. So I've got my little test page here. I don't have a prototype to show you because we're going to be making this together. All I have here is an A4 piece of cardstock. This is 300 GSM, and these are going to be some of the filler pages that I'm going to be putting in between these pages. And I forgot to mention, I have printed them off double-sided because I have that option. Using a digital collection, you can just pop in your piece of paper again, or your piece of card, and then print on the other side. Just make sure you know on your particular printer that you have, just make sure you know how to put it in the printer for it to print on the right side for you, because you don't want like 2 prints on the same side. So keep an eye on how your paper kind of goes through. Mine goes in like that and then around, so it comes in and then around like that, so I can work it out on which side I need to print on. Okay, so on all of these I'm going to pop them in like this, and I'm going to score at 6 1/8, and then once I've done that, we can then pop them through the Cinch machine. So I'm not going to be too fussy on where on which side I score them. I can always switch things up if I want to. Okay, so you're going to end up with a bigger section and a smaller section. There's no trimming either, so give that a fold. There we go. And the reason why I've done this double-sided is because this is going to be visible when we do the punching here for the holes. Okay, so that is the first one. Carry on the others. And again, there are no limits on how many pages you can put in here. If you want a really full book, you can do, and also depending on what wires you buy as well. So these ones here, these are 1-inch O wires, but you can get 0.75 inches, you can get half an inch. I think you can possibly even get the 1/4 inch as well, but have a look on Amazon. I will try and link a few down below. This one is from Craftelier, so that's a European company. However, I will try my best to get some Amazon links in there for you as well, because you know, I will link the Craftelier ones, but I will also link some extra ones as well. I know if you have the Zutter Bind It All, which I also have as well, those wires will work as well. They're pretty universal, so they will work. And I've also ordered in some spiral wires, so I'm going to be testing those out as well, see how well those do. Look at this big splodge there. I'm going to cover that up. Okay, so in the kit, it's not that big one there, in the digital download kit, you do get a lot of elements that you can print off any size you want to. I do need to kind of just do a refresher video to show you how I do my printing and how I do my little embellishments as well. You can even do the Cricut scan. Is it scan and cut? No, it's the Cricut. There is a feature with the Cricut, if you have one, that you can do that. Or again, if you have the Brother Scan and Cut as well, you can do it that way as well. I think I have a tutorial for the Scan and Cut. I just need to make one for the Cricut. So there's loads of things. So anything digital related, I want to be making videos on, because it's something that I enjoy. So down in the comments below, let me know your questions for anything digital related at all, for your digital scrapbooking, printing, sizing, you know, things like that. I want to make videos on those, so I'm going to be heavily concentrating on memory, bookkeeping and scrapbooking this year. So make sure you're subscribed right in the corner there, because I definitely want to kind of get back on track with that. Okay, so I've got all of my papers done here. I've got those folded, and I have 2 of each of my favourite papers here. These 2. These are going to be for the hardback covers. This is going to be really simple and easy to do. So these are going to be my main covers for the outside, and these are going to be the covers for the inside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to count. I have no idea how many I've printed off. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 here, so I'm going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do 5 more of these, so it will be 6, and these are going to sit in between all of that. If you just imagine how much real estate space that you are going to have with this, it's going to be amazing. And if you have pink cardstock, actually I think I do have pink cardstock. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I do. Now that does look good. I think I'm going to stick with the white to create that contrast, but I'm definitely going to use some of the pinks with my matting and things like that. So let me grab some more, and I'll just do that off camera, and then I shall be right back. Okay, so I have here some 12 by 12 1mm thick Greyboard. This is like chipboard. It goes by many names. I will try and link these down below. I got these from eBay, the UK one. So you can either cut these with a craft knife and a metal ruler, or if you have the Fiskars bypass trimmer thingy bobby, I'll link this down below. You can cut chipboard with this, and then you can go straight to cutting thin paper. It's a self-sharpening blade, and I absolutely love it. So we are going to cut these at 6 1/4, no, 6 1/8, because that is how wide our papers are. If you want a little bit of an overlap either side, just add 1/8 of an inch to these measurements, and that will be your covers with a gap around each side. Okay, so this one needs to be 8 Oh, what's A5? Let's do some measuring. These ones are slightly bigger than A5, so I am going to actually measure this one for a true measurement for you guys. Okay, so obviously this is supposed to be in centimetres, but we're going to be working in inches today, so that's 8 1/4. I don't know why I forgot that. I know why, it's been a while since I've crafted, so as in proper crafted. So as you may have been aware, I was ill for the entire month of December. I had to take the whole month off. I'm better now. However, for the last 4 weeks, so the entire month of January, I did about 8 weeks, so 2 months worth of work just to catch up. So I'm all up to date now. So this measures 6 1/8 by 8 1/4. Let's test that here. There we go. That fits just right. So let's cut the next one, and then we can cover them. I'm not going to do a wrapped cover. I'm just going to do an easy peasy simple matting on there. That's 8 1/4. Okay, and now I'm just going to go straight to these covers. I'm going to cut 2 at a time, and I'm just going to cut these at 6 1/8. And as you can see, I have just gone straight to cutting my paper after cutting this chipboard here, so that is going to fit on there perfectly. So I am going to use some double-sided tape, which it's been a long time since I've used it, so I'm going to have to find it. But if you have any double-sided A4 sheets that you can use, that would be perfect as well. So let's cut the other one, and then I'm going to go on a hunt for my tape. Oh, there's a black bit there. So have that on the offcut. And what was it again? 6 1/8. And if you do kind of go a bit wonky, or if it is slightly too short, glue it on anyway, and then you can ink the edges, and that will hide any sort of error in your cutting, as long as it's not like massive, like 1/4 of an inch. But anything smaller than 1/8 of an inch or something like that, you should be all right. Okay, so these are going to be my outer covers, and these are going to be the inner covers. There we go, that was easy. I went where I thought it was going to be, and there it was. Okay, I'm going to do my ruler for this. Nice handy trick there. Use your ruler, especially if it has like a tapered edge here. This one is the Tim Holtz one with the metal edge just on the edge there. Absolutely love that ruler. I do need to buy one just to have as spares. Okay, so let's cover this up. So all I'm going to do is just pop that on there. I like to have absolute full coverage when I do these front covers. I'm going to use that edge there just to tear that. Now this tape here is a double-sided tape. It's from Amazon, and again it will be linked down below. So just cover this on both. Don't worry about doing the other side yet, we will come to that in a moment. Actually no, I think it would be safe for you to do both sides. So do this 4 times. I do have a little bit of a gap there. I'm not going to worry about that, it's not major. Use your bone folder and then press that down. So that pushes the adhesive right into the fibres of the chipboard, and again it makes it a lot easier to peel off the backing on that. Now this stuff is pretty easy to peel the backing off anyway, but just press that right in. Okay, do the same on the other side. I think I do actually have another one of these. I do have a backup tape, so when this runs out I shall have another one. I don't think I'll be using all of this up today though. Okay, so this side, this way's a lot easier, going the long ways. I need to just push that down. Well, actually, this is perfect here. One of these. This is the We're Memory Keepers extra large bone folder. Kind of like a squeegee tool, but it's perfect for pushing everything down flat. Okay, so let's get these peeled off. Okay, so I'm thinking this is going to be a part 1 of the video, because I know I would like to add pockets and other elements in here. I might take some dies from my mini albums, I might take generic dies from other things, we'll see. Okay, so I'm just going to start off in the corner, just on one corner here. Try my best to get that straight, and there we go. There is our first one down. And because I've used the tape all the way up to the edge there, it's really got a good coverage there for the entire piece of paper. Okay, let's do the other side. Yeah, so I'm thinking this is going to be a part 1, and then we can do some decorating as well. This one doesn't want to come off. Time for pokey tool. There we go. So again, I'm going to start in the corner. So this is going to be the inside here. So I'm going to just line that up in the corner, and then I'm going to line it up on the other side and then lay that down. And if you want to go over with one of these or one of these, make sure it's clean, or if you don't have one of those, one of these bone folders. There we go. Right, that is our first one. Let's do the second. Okay, let's get rid of all this rubbish. I could recycle this. Okay, I love making these sorts of albums because they come together so quickly. Okay, right, so I have both of my covers now, wherever the other one is. There we go. So these are going to be the front covers, and then I'm going to have all of this inside. So I'm definitely going to be needing this 1-inch strip there, the wires. Okay, so let's get punching. Right, I'm going to remove these. I'm going to do these covers last. Right, so get everything the right way around. We'll practice on the white cardstock first. Okay, so it is a bit dusty. You may have remembered, if you follow me on Facebook, I bought this, I think 2020, could have been 2021. Yeah, I think it was 2021, and I bought it, and then I got inundated with a ton of work as we were working back to back on Simply Made Craft Collections. So this kind of went to the side a little bit. So this is the We're Memory Keepers Cinch. This one is the Heidi Swap version. It's got all of these buttons here. So if you want to skip one of them, you can just, I think you just press it down. No, you pull it out. There we go. If you want to pull it out, it will skip one of the holes. And there are loads of tutorials. I think Heidi does demonstrate this on her YouTube channel. I will link that down below. If I forget, remind me in the comments and I will pop that in there, and she goes into all of the details. So I'm just going to be specific for this particular album, but if you do want me to do a full tutorial on this and get my the Helen sort of instructions, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to keep this, there is a center piece just here, and I'm going to pop in my piece of paper to help me measure. Okay, so we want the half here of 8 1/4. So I'm going to pull this out. This bit, this ruler moves as well as this ruler there. I'm not going to think you're going to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I need to have this measurement at 4 1/8. Is that 1/8? That's a quarter. No, 4 1/8 is this tiny little one here. There we go. So that is going to be the middle. Let's do our little test. Pop that in. Press that down. And the thing is that what I love about this one compared to the Zutter that I have is that it does more in one go. So I'm thinking that looks like it's moved. Yeah, that should have been there. Okay, we'll pop that aside. I will test that. Again, this is why I'm doing the white cardstock first. We don't want mistakes on our pretty papers. Okay, that looks better. Okay, I will have to recut this one. Right, just make sure that this thing here does not move. It just did. But you can just test it again with the centre. Like that. There we go. What you do want is a consistency in all of your holes being in the same place. So every now and then just test them to make sure that they're perfectly aligned. Okay, I keep forgetting you can't see under this bar. Okay. Just keep going and doing on all of them. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to our patterned paper now. That's still at 4 1/8, so we're good. And again, I'm popping them in with this section here open, so the album's going to open up like so. Again, don't worry about these black splodges, we can fix that. For me, it's not worth wasting all of that. Things like that are going to be really easy to hide, basically. So it's kind of fun, this. Quite repetitive, but it's like playing post office when you're a kid. Okay, there we go. Right, now let's pop this aside again. No, we'll do one more thing. We are going to do the chipboard covers, because not only can the Cinch do the papers, it can also cut through the chipboard. Okay, so I need to make sure I have these in the right orientation. So this is going to be my front cover. There we go. And this is going to be the back cover. So this is the inside. Now take note, especially if you're using a directional paper. I'm not, well, I'm sort of not. I think this is just a nice pattern there. Doesn't really matter if it goes that way round. So my holes are there. It's going to open up like that, and it's going to close like that. Okay, right, let's get building. So I'm going to pop one coloured, one white, one patterned, one white, one patterned, one white, and I'm going to go for a plain, the white one, patterned, white, and that one. Let me just see if these are misaligned. Yes, they are. I shall cut one more of these, and then I can pop that in. I can see all the way through there. So we're almost done. Okay, so that's the front cover, and I was just thinking, if you do have the Zutter machine, you can do exactly the same on this. If you do have the Zutter, I have the Zutter. If you want a tutorial for the exact same album on how to cut the holes, I would literally just be showing you how to do the pages, but let me know and I can make a video for that. Okay, so this is our mini album. It's going to be a little bit of a crocodile because we have these folded in the center here and then only a single layer here, so that's why the wires are going to be perfect for this. So it's going to be a little bit of a crocodile, like an open mouth sort of book. And again, once we put photos in there and other mats and embellishments and things, it's going to be a chunky monkey. So let's count how many of these wires we're going to need. So this does 12 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I just have a wire cutter here and we are going to count these here. So these are what's going to go through these holes. So we need to count 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was going to count up in twos, but I would have just confused myself and lost my place. There we go. Save this. Right, let's get building. So you may notice on the side here, just trying to try and get this so that you can actually kind of see what I'm doing on the angle. Okay. So we are going to build this in a funny sort of way. It's not going to make sense if you're new to this, but it will make sense at the end. Okay, so pay attention. So we're going to take off the back cover and we're going to pretend that the wires are already on there as if it was going to be opening. So we're going to turn it over just like that and around like that. So it's just gone 360 degrees. That is how we are going to build this book. Okay, so we've got that in the right orientation. And now what we're going to do is pop our wires onto here. This is going to help us build it nice and easy. So we're going to start with the back pages. And we are just going to pop them on just like that. And if you want some of your pages to go that way, you can turn them the other way, it's fine. Okay, so we've got to the covers now. I haven't moved the orientation of these at all. Actually, I might just turn this over. No, I won't. I'm just thinking about the front page when you open the front page, but it will have this here on the other side to break it up. Okay, so the front page goes on the right way round and the back page goes with the inner facing upwards. Just like that. Okay, so now we have that all prepared, it's all loaded up. So we're now going to move to the back of the machine. So take this off very carefully. There we go. Now we're going to go to the back of the machine. You may notice here it's a bit dusty. That's how long I've had it before I've used it. Okay, so we now have this section here where we can change this to oh, it's push and turn. Read the instructions. I need to move this to, I'm just going to pop that in 1 inch. Ah, it's this you push down. There we go. Right, we need this open. Okay, so I'm just going to lift this up so you can see inside here. It says watch your fingers, and we are going to rest it, this section here, along here. Then we are going to push this down, and that is going to push down the O wires into the right place. Okay, there we go. That has pushed those in. Just going to double check that that's all in properly. There we go. Now what we're going to do is turn everything back the right way round. So you'll notice you have this section here where they meet. That's going to be kept hidden at the back. So take the back cover, turn that around to the back, just like that. And if you look, this section here is now hidden right at the back of the notebook. Okay, so it's super duper easy. So now we have our mini album. So we have these wires here, sorry, with the pattern going straight through those wires there. So we are now going to cover this all up with patterned paper. That's going to be a lot of fun as well. So that is going to be part 1 for today, so make sure you tune in for part 2, where I'll be decorating these. I'll be putting in some photo mats, I'll be adding in some other elements like pockets. I haven't thought yet what die sets I'm going to use. I want to make it pretty easy, so if I do find a die set, I'm going to make sure that you'll be able to kind of manually make a version of the die set that I'm going to be using as well. So it's going to be super easy for you guys to recreate this if you don't want to go down the die route. So that is today's tutorial. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one. This is a super duper easy mini album that you can make. You can even make notebooks and planners and things in the same sort of manner as well. So make sure you're subscribed. Just down there, click the icon there. That will subscribe you so you don't miss the next episode. And again, this year I'm definitely going to be concentrating on mini albums and travelers notebooks and getting those decorated and filled up. Just basically getting your memories down onto paper. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you again next time.